Puulakko ellimaa hienait. Jooga shaavamis. Piekka possumis. Tatla viissot mai aikon tatjat. Tatla viissot.
Getting new industry, people are positive to that.
What people do in global, we feel in local.
Because the government is saying we are putting new industry there. New industry, we don't care about the Samis, we don't care about the reindeer herding. We want more minerals. That's not good for us Sami people.
Finnmark consists of mostly small towns and a quite fragile system of people moving out, population decline, and local municipalities which do not have much money. Finnmark is actually one of the poorer regions of Norway.
Jeg kan se naturen i svært endring.
Yeah.
Det mye ute i naturen, og jeg ser jo.
Yeah, he says he's a lot out in the field and he sees what's happened. So, and the science is not updated. The landscape is changing because of it's coming more trees and people are not using it more. And that's what happened was the knowledge not go further.
People are losing their connection with the landscape. For Finnmark, this means more disputes over the extraction of resources at the cost of nature. Receding ice in the Arctic leads to better trade possibilities and extraction industries in this region. These economic opportunities are advocated politically, but not always locally.
We are like split people. Someone will have that industries, and 50% don't want to have that industry. And I don't want those industries, even at the coast either, because I know it's many people who are they daily work to fish, and that's very important for us.
government in Norway has a strong interest in developing mineral resources and oil and gas. And also the biggest political opposition groups has the same, but there's at the same time a growing discourse, both locally and on the national level, on how to handle these issues like climate change issues, indigenous peoples and so on.
Local municipalities depend on the money generated by the new businesses. Extractive industries furthermore try to propagate a culture which is pro-extraction. The offshore petroleum industry in Hammerfest is often framed as a heroic adventure.
Hammerfest has become one of the richest small places in Finnmark because of Equinor, because of the gas developments.
Scientists believe that we are currently in the Anthropocene, a new geological era dominated by humans. Our production businesses have deeply influenced landscape processes. Political decisions highly affect to which degree countries are responsible for the Anthropocene, as can be seen just across the border.
If you look at Russia, you will find an even more interesting conflict of interest between traditional groups, indigenous peoples, and industrial interests. You will find huge oil and gas resources, both off the coast but also on land, and you will find also big indigenous groups which have conflicting interests.
We only have one nature. This is not something we can buy. We cannot remake it, because we only have one nature. I'm thinking a lot of that, and that's very important for me. I'm thinking my children have to also see this beautiful nature we have here, so we can't destroy it for every money we maybe get sometime. But I don't really care about money. I care about nature. I care about my culture, identity, and my language.
Another challenge for the people in the Arctic is climate change, which is happening way faster than in lower latitudes.
Kullene om våren så att det kommer sig på sommarbeid. Och eken nu, jag vet inte om det kommer i år. Du ser ju på värmelinjen.
Ja.
Du ser ju oss så vi sliter. Vi flyttar inte. Vi tränger kullen.
Yeah, he says that it's been so much climate change that we need cold in the night to move. But now it's so little snow that it's difficult to move.
The warming up of the Arctic boosts economic interest for extraction and alters the landscape profoundly. These transitions catalyze the processes already in play and create even more uncertainty in the future. It is this uncertainty that pushes us to think about what's really important.
Money is, for me, is like, it's only paper. But my culture, nature, language, that's most important for me. And of course my reindeers.
We have to talk together. Dialogue is important. We have to speak. What's the problem?
Further development of industries in Finnmark will alter local culture and leave the landscape more vulnerable. Fragile ecosystems and indigenous cultures are victims of growing forces of globalization in the Arctic. However, from the territories of extraction, a new resistance is forming, questioning the ethics behind the destruction of the landscape for economic benefit. On the short term, Finnmark may thrive because of these new industries, but it will do so at the cost of culture and landscape. Before it's too late, new alternatives for the growing industrialization need to be found. Therefore, the strongly divided residents of Finnmark should communicate to find common ground. Perhaps a role as a mediator is laid out here for spatial practitioners.
We take from the nature and give it back to the nature. That's sustainable. It's a renewable resources. Yeah, we use what is here, but it's difficult. We are connected to the capitalism in the same way. We live in house. We use the stores, buy, drive cars. Yeah, so yeah, use electrics. It's difficult. It's hard to find the balance.